Hey, yo, what's up? It's DJ Drewski, Hot 97, The Movement, Heavy Hitters. We are hanging out at the Daddy-Daughter Crew Spa, which this is my first time actually coming here, and I just want to give you your flowers for creating something like this, which, you know, of course, the women, and this is their world.
Right.
But you created it where you make fathers comfortable bringing their daughters, you know, to a place like this, where I feel like 20 years ago, a man wasn't even like allowed in a nail salon or in a spa. It was like kind of against men rules. Where now in 2025, we're sitting here not only doing interviews, but you open your doors to, you know, fathers to bring their daughters.
Yeah.
What made you say, this is what I want to do?
I'm gonna make it a quick story. My first YouTube video, me and my daughter went on a spa date.
Got it.
She was about 5 years old, and one of the things that she mentioned to me, she was like, "Yo, Dad, why you don't open up your own spa?" So during COVID, I was able to gather up the funds,
right.
and my credit was on point, so I was able to do what I had to do. And I was like, you know what? The chance is right there. It may never come back again, so let me just take the chance right now.
Right.
So I just took that first step, and I just was gone ever since.
See, I think not just fathers, but people in general don't understand like how influential your children are on you, right? That was probably an idea you wasn't even thinking about. That's like the last thing you would have thought about. But because your daughter,
right,
without her even knowing, has a certain power to, you know, right? So as a dad, like even today, before I came here, we went to the park. Right. Then I was suckered into going to Target and getting a toy. Like,
yeah, that Target.
I wouldn't do that for anyone else, right? If I don't want to go to Target, I'm like, I'm not going to Target.
Right.
Like, I don't care who needs something. But when it's her, it doesn't matter. I'm going to Target. So as a father, explain that, you know, having a daughter that can influence you to make decisions you're not even thinking about.
I'm a sucker when it comes down point belly. I'm a sucker. Anything she wants, I'll try to make sure that I get it for her.
Right.
But it is boundaries. Understand? Like, you got to give me good grades to get what you want. I'm just not gonna give it to you. I need you to work for it.
Right.
So, look, she goes to school now and she tells all her friends, "Oh, I'm a business owner." I'm like, I feel appreciated because of that, because I could never say that when I was a child.
Right.
And I didn't think that I could get to this point. So for her to tell her friends that.
At what age? How old is she now?
She's 13.
Okay.
Yeah, so now.
It's like a pivotal age too for a young girl.
Yeah.
You know?
So now it's like we enter that teenage years, so now now things start to change.
Right.
So I can't be too strict on her, but I can't be too loose on her. But at the end of the day, she still knows that I'm overprotective and right. I'm always gonna be there for her.
Do you feel like at 13 she's honest and open with you? Because
yeah, that's one thing that, you know, that it surprised me how open of a relationship that we had.
Right.
And sometimes I'm like, whoa, I don't want to hear about this.
Maybe a little too much.
Yeah, this is a mom and daughter conversation, but for her to have that trust in me and want to open up about things like that, I'm like, oh, okay. I appreciate it.
How is mom with your relationship with her?
Now we're good. Yeah.
Like, was there a time where she, like, not hate, you know, because y'all share the same child, but
right.
You felt like
at a point, yeah, when she was younger, because everything was daddy.
Right.
So it was like, what about mommy? So now that she's getting older and now she can express herself more. So now she sees, all right, look, this is where this is coming from.
Right.
So you can't be mad at her, understand?
Yeah.
Right.
And I feel like kids in today's world are way, I don't want to say smarter, but more aware than we were.
Oh,
right?
definitely,
like at
definitely.
10, 13, I was just having fun. You know, it was just...
13, I was playing video games.
That's what I'm saying.
I never thought about credit, bank account, business, none of the things that the kids nowadays would just bring up on a regular basis conversation, and it's like it just shocks me every day that I that
you can converse with her, talk to your 13-year-old daughter about a business, which
I try to gravitate to her more as far as her ideas, because this is hers.
Right.
So I try to input her ideas more. So I ask her, whenever I have her, what you think I should put in the store?
Right.
So last time she said, oh, put a PlayStation 5 in the store. I'm like, bro,
right.
What? I'm like, well, this is not no arcade. Yeah. But, I appreciate her opinion and her gesture and her feedback on it.
So are we getting a PlayStation 5?
Oh, yeah, we do.
PlayStation 5 is on its way.
Yeah. We definitely go get that.
Do you ever get scared, though, of, like, they growing up too quick? Because, like you saying, at 13, you was playing video games. At 13, she's talking about business and putting you on to how to make the business better. Does it ever scare you, like, damn, she might be growing up too fast?
And
like, I want her to be a kid.
Yeah, it does sometimes, and I have to remind her, look, listen, you only this age one time.
Right.
So enjoy this time, because you're never going to get it back. And 15 years from now, you're going to look back like, wow, time really went fast. And I should have did this or I should have did that. So before you even get to that level and start thinking like that, no, just enjoy your childhood and let dad and mom take care of the rest.
I want to talk about, like, music too when it comes to being a parent, because the stuff my dad listened to was totally different than what I'm listening to. Now I feel like even my daughter at 3 years old, she's listening to Drake. I'm listening to Drake. She's listening to Bad Bunny. I'm in the club playing Bad Bunny at 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you find that happening? Like,
I try to limit certain music. Right. But let's be honest. There's only so much that we can do, and then when they go to school, they hear
it's a whole different.
Right. It's a whole different world. Right. So that goes back to the relationship. Like, look, listen, I wouldn't advise you to listen to things like that right now. There's a time and place for everything, just not right now.
But I'm sure she's like, does she like put you on like, yeah, you gotta hear this new A Boogie song?
Look, she did I was asleep, and then she was like, yo, Dad, I did a video on your TikTok. I'm like, my TikTok?
Oh, she snatched the phone after this.
I said, yo, but this is new. I'm like, since when you do that? But I couldn't get mad. I'm like, you know what? Let me just see what she did. Yeah. So she did a video her dancing. I'm like, all right, it's not too crazy, but it's like, bro, like, this is what I have to get used to. But this is the age where they wanna figure out things for themselves.
Of course, they're trying to find themselves. Right. But like you said, just having the right guidance and not overdoing it, because like we've been outside, as teenagers, man, and like the girls that we would have been like, yo, she's outside, it's the ones that had like strict parents and they had to go and hide and sneak, and because I think about that all the time, like, damn, like at 16 we was wilding, and the girls we were with were wilding. Now I have a daughter, and I just pray she's not,
But look, you really think about it, most of the females that's, I don't know if this is my opinion, maybe you could agree. Right. Most of the females that was wild didn't have that father figure. 100%. Right? So,
and that was like a known thing.
Right. So that's why, so that's why it's so important for a dad to be in the child's life, because there's only so much that a mom can really show them. Right. So, again, it's important for that dad to set the role and set the tone. Like, listen, you're not gonna do this, you're not gonna do that, regardless of your age. Right. Listen, I don't care. I'm dad at the end of the day. Right. So, yeah, man.
Because that could get tricky too, because my wife be like, yo, she bullies you. Right. But you gotta remind her, you're still dad, you're not her friend. And I'm like, yo, it's that thin line. Like, I find myself like, I want her to be open with me and not be scared of me. Right. I want her to want to communicate and tell me, like you said, like your daughter tells you certain things. How did you feel like, without, overdoing it, how they work?
Well, one thing I never did was hit my daughter.
Never put hands on her.
I never put hands on her. Right. Never. even to this day, like all I have to do is put a face on. It's like
she already know. Yeah.
I get that face, and she already knows. So it's like, it's to a point where it's so easy for me to set the tone for her.
Mm-hmm.
So, but bro, as she gets older, bro, it's getting complicated.
I was gonna say, do you feel like it's easier now, or was there an age where you felt?
I felt like the age of 5 was
hard.
Ah, man. Oh man, because now I'm like really shopping for my daughter. I'm getting into different things, and I'm opening up a new brand for her. So it's like, these are all lanes that I'm doing by myself.
Right.
So it's like, damn. Like, thank God for YouTube.
Right.
Thank God for social media, because that's what I was going to. I'm like, all right, this is where you get this from. This is how you do this. I'm like, all right, cool. So now I can, set the tone for upcoming fathers. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty cool, bro.
Yeah, because you were talking about just doing events. Like, the next step for you is doing like live events where you got dads kind of hanging out. Is it like, I'm trying to figure out, because you're dedicated to it.
Oh, man.
And
you see the store.
That's what I'm saying. You're dedicated to it. Why is it so important to you to highlight dads now? Do you feel like, because I feel like there was a time, even when we were growing up, like dads really didn't get credit. And it could have been because there was a lot of single moms, and the dads just dipped. Where now, this generation of fathers are very active in their kids' lives. Is that what is motivating you? Like,
for me, honestly, what motivated me was being in jail. I don't want to go back. I was in now. When I was in that position, you really think about it, I'm taking time out of my daughter's life.
Oh, so she was born when?
Yeah.
How old was she when you went?
She was, I say 6 years old. But to this day, she still remembers the situation. Like it happened yesterday.
Right.
So it's like I would never want to put her in that position ever again, especially how she is, and so how she is attached to me. So it's like, I know I'm not the only dad that went through that or that's gonna go through that. So I try to lead by example and show other dads like, look, listen, jail is not something that you want to praise. Like, that's not the go-to.
Yeah, that ain't the cool thing.
Yeah, nah. The cool thing is being with your child every day and setting the tone and making sure that you setting up a foundation for them.
Right. How long did you have to sit down for?
It was a month.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so even in 1 month.
Yeah, that was it. Like, that was.
So imagine when you gotta sit for 10 years.
Like my first time there, I went on a boat, and they put me with a pedophile.
Oh yeah, like this is things like, I'm glad you brought that up, because it's a sensitive topic, but dads think of shit like that. They're always looking like that. Right? So now explain that. You sitting on a bus, bus with someone going to jail.
And it's nothing
touching kids.
And it's nothing that I could do. The only thing I did was I told the CEO, I'm like, yo, respectfully, he gotta go, because I already know what I'm gonna do, and I'm already in here. So
I'm in here. I'm already angry.
I might as well take my anger out on him.
Right.
So, but it's like me going in there and just me seeing everything. I'm like, I don't know how a person could glorify being in a cell with 50 guys.
Right.
50 guys or even 2. It's like, nah, that's uncomfortable.
And it's not like being in a club with 50 guys and you could go home.
You got the exiting
for 18, 19, 20 hours or, you know what I'm saying?
I'm good, bro. After that bid, I was like, this is not gonna happen to me ever again. I learned my lesson. So on my way home, I still got my shoes too.
You keep them purposely to remind you, like.
Every time, like when I'm going through something or I feel like I want to react to something, I'll look at them shoes. I bring them shoes. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah, nah.
Put them away. All right, cool. But on my way home, I'm like, yo, I gotta make something. I gotta create something that's gonna really touch dads in a different way. Understand? And I'm not an ugly dude. I know how to dress, so I could put this in the hip hop world. Understand?
Make it cool.
Right, and I know people are gonna gravitate to this. So I just called my boy. I'm like, yo, bro, I need a logo. Just put Daddy and Daughter Crew. Next day, sent me a logo. I ran with it. Started making hats. Immediately sold out. I'm like, oh, okay, I got something.
Right.
So I just kept going with it. I'm like, all right, cool. And then
now we here today.
Yeah, bro. So look, and last year I came out with my book. Went number 2 on Amazon.
Congratulations.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
so now all this what I'm doing now is for the documentary that's coming out August 16th.
Right.
So
besides the documentary, what's like the long term? Like, where do you see the brand going? You know, how many years have you been in business?
4 years.
Oh, this is still young.
Yeah, it's still young. Yeah.
So like in the next 4 years, what is your goal? Because okay, you have the spa.
Right.
You put out a book. Is there another book coming? Is there you have the merch?
For right now, it's just that one book. We're gonna sit with that one book.
Let that live.
Yeah. We got the documentary. I went to Dubai last year, so that opened my eyes to a whole nother world. So what I plan on doing, I want to open up a Daddy and Daughter Crew spa out there
In Dubai.
Yeah. That's cool.
Even if you start with the daddy-daughter like trip to Dubai, right? And you know, if the spa's already there, that would be cool. But I see a vision of like doing live events.
Yeah, bro. It's like
and doing stuff like that, like being able to travel with your kids and experience new places and new things goes a long way. So I think that you gotta put that on your back.
Yeah, bro. Like I'm going every day full throttle with this. And look, just signed my first DJ to the brand.
Right.
So he'll be promoting.
Just Win?
Yeah, come on,
Just Win.
Come on,
pull up Just Win. Because he's another girl dad.
Yeah, man.
So you got the girl dads in the building. Just Win. But since you're here, wait, where's that other mic? We gotta give him that other mic. Right next to you, right? You coming from like the same world I'm in, right? The nightlife, DJ stuff. Explain that as a dad. You know, just.
Oh, I think about it every night. I'm literally mixing, looking around, and I see all the females around, and it's just thoughts running through my head. Like one day I'm gonna have to see that, witness it. Especially with social media, the kids are always posting everything they do. So I know for sure, it's one day we're gonna have to, like he said, live with it.
Right.
But hopefully we raise them well enough and be around well enough where they're gonna put limits to certain things as well.
Now this is for both of you, and it might be different because I was a dog. Like before my daughter, I was bad.
I think we all fit in that category.
Okay, so that if we all can relate, like even that, it changes you, right? You could go from a straight like dog to like, okay, I'm moving different because now I have a daughter. Like it instantly changed me. Like, oh shit, I got a girl.
Think about the possible karma that could come around.
Right.
As she gets older.
I think that's all our biggest fear is like the karma.
Yeah, literally. I live that every single day.
So what would be your advice to a young man at like 17 now, 18, that's dogging like we were? Should he live his life and not worry, or should he move differently?
At that age, I would say live his life.
19, 20.
Yeah, you gotta live your life, right? You gotta, you gotta live your life.
Dirt bag, like.
Live your life. I get it out the system.
Okay, get out the system.
Yeah, get it out the system early, because then when you get older, it's like, all right, now you got a little one that you got to worry about, right? So now you got to start moving different. So you can't move different if you haven't gone through certain things, right? So look, for me, I don't use the word bitch.
Right.
I don't use that. That's
did
limited.
You use it?
Yeah, definitely.
So everyone was a bitch before.
I definitely did. I wouldn't even lie, but now it's like I'm old enough and I know better. I'm not gonna call a female. I'm not gonna call a female that particular word. So, and I would damn sure wouldn't want nobody to call my daughter that. It's like, listen, you playing with fire now. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely not
so. It's not happening. And I'm not the relationship type of guy. So my daughter hasn't met no females that I've
Is that a rule for you? Like I'm not bringing no, or you just haven't been with someone that long enough to introduce?
Nah,
like, what is your, threshold? Like, okay, in order for me to introduce a new woman to my daughter, I gotta be with her 2 years. She gotta be around for.
Nah, it gotta be a 1 year thing.
At least.
But look, now it get tricky, right? Cause now I got a business. So now, first thing, female think, oh, he got money.
Right.
I'm saying, you got a business right
so
away.
It's not even your daughter at that point.
Now,
it's like, what are you here for?
Yeah, exactly. So I look at everything. I measure everything for what it is.
Right.
And the moment I get a bad sign, I'm gone.
One red flag is
running. I'm running. I'm not playing around. I'm not sticking around. I'm not about to play around and try to open up the door.
Right.
Nah, I'm good. I'm out.
Yeah, gone
instantly. I'm not playing.
Do you date women that have kids? Or have you?
Yeah. I have.
So that's
I have, but it hasn't worked out in my favor. So I'm good on that behalf.
Right.
And now, like, I have so much going on. Like, dating is not even a priority for me.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like, if it happens, it happens. But
you ain't out here looking for.
Nah.
We're gonna continue, but we have a mom in the building getting her nails done.
Okay, right.
So from a mom perspective, do you have any questions? You got 3 girl dads sitting here. So do you have anything you want to ask a girl dad while you're here?
Girl dad.
Or just a dad in general?
What made you want to stay and actually be a father to your daughter?
What made you? Her question was for the camera.
Yeah.
Was what made you stay and want to be a father, be active in your daughter's life?
I didn't. My dad left me at, I think, 9 years old.
Right.
And we didn't rekindle that relationship until 20 years later. So it's like, my stepdad, I wouldn't even call him my stepdad because he took the role as a dad, but he always laid the foundation for me, and he showed me how a real man is supposed to act towards their kids, and be there for their kids' life.
Right.
So I said it. I always said it to myself, when I get the chance of having my own kids or kid, I would never abandon them. So that was that me not having my dad in my life really played a part.
Right.
So that's why now, look, I'm still here.
Yeah.
I'm still here, and I told her, I always remind her, I'm not going nowhere. Yeah, I'm not going nowhere. It don't matter how old you get, don't matter how old I get, I'm not going nowhere. You stuck with me. So.
Just when?
For me, it was more so, like you said, back in our dog days, hearing about all the daddy issues. My dad's never around, my dad don't do this, that, and the third. And then, possible rape occasions and all that, and there's no dad around to fight that, So just those thoughts, I would never, knowing that it's my kid, I would never want to be the reason why my daughter goes to the wrong place at the wrong time, or, it could be even a family member from somebody else's side of the family where, they want to come touching at a young age.
You hear that
happens
all the time.
It happens all the time.
You feel like, it won't happen with me or my daughter, and
if you're not there,
that's when it happens.
Yeah, right. That's exactly when it happens. So that's, as soon as the pink went in the air, and I thoughts that came to mind right away.
Right.
Those are like.
See, but I don't think women understand the thoughts of a man, right? The first thing you thought of was like, oh, I'm having a daughter, I gotta be
protective mode, right?
Security.
It was literally automatic protective mode. That's all I thought about it was.
And it's all day. While we're sitting here, you got even in a split second, you go like, I gotta make sure.
I was just on FaceTime right before all this stuff.
I gotta make sure she's safe. I gotta make sure she's good. I gotta make sure she's comfortable. I gotta make sure.
Take her to the park. You're looking old, 60 all the time. It's a scary world out there. Man.
You're right. And I feel like because it's so scary, to go back to her question, is some men can't deal with that stress of being protective, being able to provide, so the easy way out is just like, I'm out. Like, you figure it out.
Yeah, it's so easy for you to just walk out of a kid's life.
As a father, it is.
Yeah, but
I won't. As a father, if all 3 of us today was like, you know what, we don't want to do this shit no more, the responsibility is gonna fall on mom.
Right? But then that brings back the statistics of deadbeat dads.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, damn, we backtracking.
Right.
It's like, nah, we not doing that.
That's why we need more credit, Mom. Okay? We could just dip and leave you with the responsibility, but we're actually stepping up and doing our best to not only help the child, but
living up to our own responsibility.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Right. And yeah, I think the hardest part for me is like what you're saying, being protective. It could be different. I don't know what the hardest part of being the dad is for you, but
well, look, I got overprotective father to an amazing daughter. Tatted. So
it comes with the territory,
man, it don't get no stronger than that.
They literally become bodyguards to those little girls
right.
as soon as they're born.
Were you there for your daughter's birth?
Yeah, man. I cried.
Speak on that experience, because some dads are not there.
Nah,
I'm an emotional person, but I held it in.
I didn't cry. I was more in like shock.
I was definitely way in shock.
I cried. I ain't even gonna lie. I cried.
Nothing wrong with it.
I'm like, dang, this is me right here.
This is real.
Yeah, this is me. Like, now my life changes.
Right.
There was definitely a warm feeling. That warm feeling definitely changed.
Did you do the whole skin to skin thing?
Yeah,
okay.
I did that.
You did it or no?
Nah, I ain't do that.
Okay.
Nah, it's like I was already in tears. I'm like, yo, I gotta get myself together.
You can feel all that manly.
Yeah, man.
Because leading up to it, a lot of people are like, yo, don't be there when your wife gives birth. You don't want to see it. It's gonna fuck you up. It's gonna.
That's
I was like, nah.
The whole time.
Okay.
But I took my quick little glimpses. I was in the room. I was holding her hand. And
right.
Look, see, at least you was in the room.
Yeah, I was. Well, the first one we did is at a birthing center.
Okay.
So it wasn't like in a hospital.
Okay.
So it felt like a hotel room. It's and it was like during COVID too. So I was in the room with her. It's not even a doctor in there. So that's what I was scared. I'm like, yo, you're crazy. Wow. You want to do this without a doctor present? But it's professionals that deliver the baby, like midwives and stuff.
Right.
The second one we did at home in the crib. Like,
how was that?
I was scared at first because again, there's no doctors, there's nothing. She's not taking nothing. Yeah, she's just straight natural. And I was like, damn, that shit scares me if anything goes wrong.
Right.
But she was pretty good at like prepping herself leading up to it. So I trusted her enough to be like, okay, if you feel like you could do it, let's do it in the crib.
I'm assuming it was her idea, right?
Of course, yeah. I was shook, but like it was like the most comfortable feeling because we're already in the house.
Right.
So it was like the baby's born, right to the bed. Like it was like, and I was like, oh, this experience was different from the first one.
Would you do it again like that?
If I don't want no more kids. If I had to like go, I would do it in the crib.
Okay.
Like I think that was the best experience for her as delivering, giving birth, like in the comfort of your home. And she felt it's not no distractions, it's not hospital sounds and people in and out and nurses and doctors. It was like the most peaceful type of birth. So shout out to any mothers out there giving home births to natural births, and what I'm saying. Yeah, so it was a different experience, but to be able to experience two different ways is like there's so much that goes into just birthing a child that you don't understand.
Yeah,
legit one of the scariest things.
Yeah, bro. I went to the bathroom.
Oh, wow.
Bro. I'm like, yo, I gotta use the bathroom, but she ain't tell me. I'm like, bro, I'm like, yo, you good? She's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm like, yo, you sure? She's like, yeah. By the time I came back, it was over. They would not let me in. Remember, you gotta get dressed, everything. I wasn't prepared. So I guess that's why I got emotional too. I'm like, oh man.
They just hit me with the, hey, it's time. Okay, we're doing this.
Did you go through like the whole, she was in labor for 24 hours, like that type of thing?
Yeah.
I think it was like 22 hours.
Right.
And then that's when she got the epidural shot. And then within like, I think another 2-3 hours
it was
after
like
that,
go
it
time.
came right out,
Yeah, like even for us to be able to sit up here and talk about shit like this, right? It's like, I think has never been talked about in this setting.
Right.
Like dads just like, it was never a thing. It was like,
you had to be the tough guy.
Right.
You had to play that tough role. It's like,
I
bro.
wanted to make sure I was there specifically knowing that when I was born, my dad wasn't there.
Right.
So that was another thing I wanted to be able to say, like when she grows up, to be able to say, yeah, my dad was there the day I was born. Not something I resent my dad for, you know.
Of course.
But it's it's something you want to be able to say, like, yeah, daddy was there from legit the very start to the end.
Right. And we have photos to show.
Yeah,
man,
right? Like,
what?
they can't even front on us.
She's like, I show my daughter old pictures. She's like, Dad, you are old. I'm like, yo, bro, relax.
Right.
I gotta run downstairs, get the Just for Men.
And then they don't even understand how like we're cool dads.
Yeah.
My dad was, maybe he thought he was cool, but I, you know what I'm saying? I looked at him like a dad.
Right.
Where I'm like, the fathers today, like we lit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Outside of just being a parent, providing it, like we're actually lit. Dads, like like
normal people like that.
And like
we're
you
in
said-
tune.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, we could, like before you couldn't do this.
Right.
Now, you could do this comfortable. How many times you go to a barbershop and you having regular conversations?
Right.
But again, we gotta lead. We gotta have the persona like that tough role,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You put
It's
up
like, yo,
this
bro, like yo,
shield.
you don't have to put that shield up all the time. Understand? Especially when we talking about kids,
Right.
because you may know something that I may not know.
Put you on. to
Right,
something.
like yo, bro, like when she get to this age, watch it.
Right.
These are things that you gotta watch. These are the red signs.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like that should be a normal. You know what I'm saying?
But I
Like-
think that's like even a show like this creates that norm.
Right.
Where there might be dudes that like, yo, I ain't
They
talking
got
about my
que- yeah, they
kids
got
and talking about it.
questions or, yeah.
Now it's like, oh well, Drewski talking about it. You know, the gang is talking about it. I want in on it.
Yeah.
Right.
And then just more things happen. Like we were just watching before we started, my man with the Rap Dad
Right.
show, where it's cool. He pulls up on artists, celebrities, talk about their kids, and like you see people are like now more freely talking about it.
Being a dad is cool again.
Right. And even on like the internet. It's a
Yeah.
thing. Like you see Khaled with his kids, you see, you know, like artists Offset with his kids,
They're
and
always showing off the kids now. Yeah.
right. And
Even the boxers always bringing out their kids, the sports, the athletes bringing out
Right.
their kids to the arenas and stadiums and stuff.
how old is your daughter now?
She turns 4 in June.
Okay, so she's
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
But
Y'all got some time.
do you include her in like some of your work? Like if you're DJing at a place where it's kid friendly?
Oh yeah, she's not many, but she has come to like private events,
Right.
Where it's like baby showers and stuff like that.
Right,
But,
well, yeah.
it suits her as well. She's came to multiple of those. When I'm in the house just mixing around and stuff, she obviously they see the colors and everything. They want to touch buttons, so it's cool, man. And she loves music.
Right.
You put music on and she's dancing
dancing.
right away. So it's
Like
dope.
what your daughter be doing? Yeah, what your
Oh,
I
like,
be seeing.
even like even content like that, right?
Yeah.
Like including her into my lifestyle,
Yeah, you have to.
so she don't feel disconnected or I don't know. If someone asks, "What did your dad do?" Like,
But that's creating a bond between y'all. The little things
Yeah,
that y'all do.
little
You know what I'm saying?
things.
Like,
Right.
You playing music and she's following up,
Right.
pressing buttons.
Working, they're just
Yeah,
like-
that's
that's
creating a
coming,
bond.
right.
Yeah, little do you know that's creating a bond. So you want to continue that. And you want that to gravitate to other people.
right?
You understand? So
Yeah, I think why I do stuff like that is for that bond.
Right.
Like to just we have our own
Plus we-
daddy-daughter time.
Yeah, bro.
We can connect and
it's
We
important.
got to mix the work with the daddy-daughter time.
Right.
So sometimes it's good to be able, well, at least for our line of work.
Yeah, I'm saying we're blessed to do to have a daddy-daughter crew spa
Yeah, that
where
too,
she
yeah.
feels like she's connected and involved in. It's like
And
a
like you
big
said
deal.
earlier, where we as dads could feel comfortable coming in and not being judged by anybody looking at us. Like,
Right.
oh, what is he doing here? I even bring my daughter to get haircuts with me now, where I feel like in the very, very beginning it's weird,
Right.
all the guy
It's-
talk
it's
that we
a-
have,
Yeah.
so all the grown men and everything. But believe it or not, the guys around, they start to respect the fact that you're bringing your daughter around.
Right.
And they set that boundary while you're there.
And talking about respect, and you could speak on it because you're single. Do you find like the more you showcase your daughter in a sense, and you're just doing it naturally,
Right.
it attracts women?
I believe, I ain't gonna lie, I believe what you put out is what you're gonna get back, right? That type of energy.
That's a nice way to put
Right.
it. That's a nice way to do it. No, I just feel like when a woman sees a dad, like a man being a good dad,
Right.
there's some sort of attractiveness to
No,
it.
yeah, it is 100%. But it's like, do you really want to go down that road?
Right. Well, you could. In your situation, you could.
It was all on you.
Yeah.
I'm just curious because I get it a lot, but I didn't know if it was just a natural, good dad energy.
It's everybody. It's everybody. Like I said, what you put out is what you're gonna get back.
I
So
do get my female credit for doing what I do. I haven't got it yet on like they want to pursue me because of it.
Right.
But I've definitely gotten a bunch of compliments and still daily compliments like, oh, you're such a great dad. I love how involved you are and stuff like that. So they definitely acknowledge it when you
Right.
do show how involved you are.
Do you feel like when they acknowledge it, it gives you a little more like, okay, I'm doing the right thing? Like, do you feel like you need it sometimes, right? Because there might be women just watching, or even other dads, like how important it is to acknowledge, even though you're supposed to be just doing your job, but to get acknowledged.
The patience that comes behind it is where people forget that we do need that pat in the back. Not just us dads, even moms as well.
Right.
Moms more than anything, if anything, because of the pain they go through from day one till even when they don't have a present dad, they go through it worse. But just parents in general, we need that pat in the back every now and then. We go through our own stress, deal with the kids all day long, playtime, work time. We need that little like, hey, you're doing a good job.
Right.
Whether if you don't feel it or not in the moment, you're doing a good job. We need that. We all do.
Yeah. Well, you guys are doing a good job.
see, my brother.
You gotta big each other up.
Right. Have to.
Right. So what's next for Daddy-Daughter Crew?
So again,
besides the film.
Yeah, we got the film. Again, just signed Just Win, first DJ
To the crew.
to the crew. So he'll be doing the nightlife while I handle everything else. And Dubai.
That's the goal. That's what you got your eyes set on.
Bro. Yeah, bro. Imagine you coming from a horrible neighborhood
Right.
to being able to provide for others in a whole different state, country,
Right.
that you wouldn't have even thought about growing up. And you see so much on social media. It's like, look, listen, I could do this. Why can't I?
Right.
And I could bring people along with me. Understand? So that's basically where I'm at. I don't want to be selfish. Like, it's so much money. It's too much to go around.
Yeah, so it's so many opportunities.
Yeah.
You won't even say money. There's just so many opportunities that sometimes you can't do it on your own, and you need support. You need a team. You need certain people. Now, is this something you would move to Dubai and?
Well, I'm looking at
partner with some.
Yeah, I'm looking at properties out there. So I'm trying to, while I'm getting a spot out there, I'm looking at houses.
Right.
So I mean,
bro. That's why he put you down so you can hold it down.
Yeah, bro, got
He's
to.
out
Bro.
of here.
I don't have to worry about it when I'm out there.
Right,
like,
right.
yo, bro, my boy got this. I ain't got to worry about that. So that's definitely the goal. So, but I think it'll happen sooner than later.
Based on your energy, like you're dedicated to getting this done. Yeah.
I got everything like that.
But he still plays cool. Like he don't want to say too much. But he's like, yo.
I got the right people around me.
Right.
And that's important. From Just to my cameraman Piff.
The team, yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like
team.
they everybody gives me advice on topics that I need to be questioned on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm wrong, they gonna put me on the spot like, yo, bro, you was wrong.
Right.
And when I'm right, bro, you good. So, it's all about accountability with a team, right? So, and yourself.
Of course, yeah.
So, if I'm lacking something, they got me.
Right.
So that's important.
Just feel free to.
Yes, come.
You on the spot. I don't need my baby mom's watching this. Oh, so you got girls on you, huh?
Oh, you think being a good dad is? And that's the fucked up part. Is that they should just let us live, like yo, let me live, like as long as if I'm not disrespecting you, let me live.
Let me get my credit.
Right. Okay, so we're talking about Dubai. That's the next step.
Yes.
For you, now being down with the crew, what is your next goals, your next step?
Well, just help him expand in any which way or form. Like he was talking about the barbecues before. Obviously, I'll be able to provide the entertainment for that.
Right.
So and just see where we could go with it. Maybe do like future kid events.
Right.
Where I've seen people do it, but not too many. Like where you get, how you got the costume guys that come to the club.
Right.
Stuff.
Right.
Maybe do it like the kids' cartoons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Have them come and just have a party for the kids.
I seen something on IG where they did a baby rave. It was you try to make it a nightclub, and it was parents and the kids. So
even though it's promoting a lifestyle you don't really want them to be in right away,
right.
But it might also help them get it out the way early too.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
It might just be like, I've been partying and doing all this
since I was a kid.
Since I was a kid, and maybe now I got time to focus on this and do that. And
do you find yourself always looking for things to do with your daughter, or activities or places?
I'm with her almost every day, all day, because luckily I work the nightlife,
right.
So I have that free time during the day. So I'm always trying to find something new to do. Mm-hmm. It's actually kind of hard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think in the beginning, the first 2 years, you just rush everything. I'm gonna do everything with my daughter.
And then by the fourth, fifth, because that's when I'm going.
Right,
to
you're
the
in
4th
year.
year, and I'm just we did this, we did that, we did this. Now it's more of vacations. And
right,
stuff like
right.
That. Taking them to Disney World, those are now the future goals.
Have you done the Disney?
Oh yeah, man.
Okay.
Now she wants to go. She actually wants to go to Dubai.
Oh,
She wanted to. Look, she got upset at me when she heard that I was going. She's like, Dad, where you going? I'm like, I'm going to Dubai. She's like, oh, without me? I'm like, I need a vacation. This dad needs a vacation, okay? So now her thing is, I'm going to Dubai. So but I told her, look, as long as you pass all your classes, I'll make it happen with no problem. Right. As long as you give me what I want, then we good. Right. I'll give you what you want. But it's not, because your dad has it, or you think your dad has it. Oh, I'm just going to get it. Nah, you're going to work for everything. You got to work for it.
You have trouble with her in school, classes and all that?
So far,
my daughter's 3 years old and tells me no every time I ask her if you're ready to do homework.
Right.
So she knows already from now that she doesn't.
Nah, so far I haven't had any problems with her with that part. She got a 65 in her math class. No, in her science class. She asked me for a phone for her birthday. She put a letter on my dresser. When I got home, I read it. She's like,
a phone request.
Yeah, she's like, Dad, I know what I want for my birthday.
This is for her 13th birthday.
Yeah, it just passed on the 24th. So it's like, Dad, I want a phone. Everybody in my class has a phone. I want a phone, please.
Right.
So I'm like, oh my God. I was this close to just purchasing it. But then I spoke to her mother. Her mother was like, yo, she got a 65 in science. So we got to make this up. So I was like, you know what? All right, cool. This is what we're going to do. She'll bump it. As long as she'll bump that up to 80, we'll get her the phone, and then I'll take it to Dubai. So I think that's a good agreement, right?
That's a great agreement. Right.
So
80 and phone and Dubai.
Yeah. So now you can use the phone in Dubai. You know.
So we got to do an update. When do the grades come back out? Because we got to check in with you to make sure she.
What we in? We in March. I think the next one is in June, right?
I'm not there yet.
I think the next one is in June. But when
you have the update of when it comes out.
I'm rooting for her, I'll tell you that.
Unless we see pictures in Dubai with her, then we know what she got. Before we wrap it up, ladies in the room, I seen her. She kept looking looking over. So one more question from a lady in the spa.
Why did it take you guys to have a daughter to change?
Why did it take us to have a daughter to change?
My previous life when I was young, like I was outside. So everything I did outside, it changed me to the person I am today. So yeah, of course, you know, just like anybody else, you got to go through stuff. You got to take your lessons. Yeah. So it just showed me what I didn't want for my daughter and what I wanted. So obviously I didn't have my dad growing up. I didn't want to put her in that same position because obviously I know how it felt. And even me being an adult, it still had some type of effect on me, on how I looked at people, certain insecurities.
Right.
You know, I'm like, all right, I'm getting this because of him, of how he was with me.
Right.
So I can't pass this down to her. So obviously, you know, we gotta learn from our mistakes, right? And we don't want to backtrack. We want to keep going forward.
For me, it was like similar to that, just generational trauma. My environment, like it wasn't like besides your mom, you didn't really respect the other women.
Yeah.
Right? It was just the environment, it's just a bad environment.
Your mom and your sister.
Right.
If you had a sister.
Yeah, if you had a sister.
Right.
Like, those are the only two women you were supposed to have respect for.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else, it was like, whatever. But once you have your own woman, like you realize, you know, and I think that's what changed me is like, prior to her, the environment I grew up in, we didn't respect women. From whatever it was, from just being outside, from probably the music videos we watched, from the way, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just was a bunch of stuff.
We was listening to Tip Drill around that time.
Right, yeah. It was, you know, just everything. Like, the other men around us, as young men, you got older men that didn't guide you or educate you or, you know, teach you to respect women. So you thinking, okay, these are the cool guys. I'm gonna move around like they move around. So
I was always hanging around people older than me.
Older guys.
I remember it used to be LimeWire,
right?
AIM, and the group chat, the phone chat.
Yeah.
So I'm watching this growing up. I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do.
Right.
This
it just looked fun.
Right.
Kids nowadays.
Yeah, I'm like,
LimeWire is,
bro.
AOL is.
I'm seeing this. I'm like, all right, they setting the tone for me. This is how a man supposed to be, right? So that's how I grew up. I always had people older than me around me. So I was basically following them. I didn't have no big brother,
right,
or dad that could really be like, yo, come on, let's go out. Like my stepdad, he was just straight working, providing.
Well, that was a big thing too. Like the men in the house was just there to provide. So
imagine being an undertaker. But you get up at 5 o'clock.
Your stepfather was an undertaker.
Undertaker. So straight grave digging. Dealing with dead people all day. Then they come home and then have to deal with my problems. It's like, yo, bro, that's a lot. Me looking back on it now, it's like, damn, I put my stepdad through a lot.
Right.
So now it's like, you know, I cherish those moments a lot now. So
I'm still trying to get my daughter to understand that dad just got home at 5 in the morning.
Oh yeah,
I don't want to play too much at 7 in the morning.
They don't. Yeah, you can't tell them nothing.
Understand that at all.
Yeah, I come home from the club and it's like you said, 3 hours later, it's like, Dad,
jumping up on you, jumping on your bed.
The thing is, like, the sun is out, so that to her means is playtime. Like, it's bright out. That's her term. Like, the sun is out.
It's time for you to turn on your TV and leave that alone.
Right. So even that, like, going through shit like TV time, like how much screen time, how much.
Sure, you know, before the kid. You come home from the club, you're sleeping almost all day.
Oh, no, I'm waking up at 1 in the afternoon.
At least. I miss those days.
Yeah, it's over though.
Yeah. It's never coming
I've
back.
accepted, like, it's over.
Yeah, that's just until you have another one.
Right.
It's like,
I got a 3-month-old now.
bro.
3-year-old.
See, look, I'm
3-month-old.
See, look, I'm learning through y'all
Right.
with multiple kids. Like, I'm good with one. I'm one and done, baby.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't want no more kids?
One and done. I'm one and done. I'm
I
straight.
don't tell the future, but if it was up to me, I'd still go with my one.
You don't want your boy?
I'm good with a girl.
You don't want your boy?
I do.
Like he died.
I do.
He wants it.
I got 2 nephews. Yo,
Okay.
They are a pain in the butt. Like, for real. Like,
Now that's what it is. My family is all girls. All nieces.
Right.
Literally, all the cousins are all girls. So I feel like that's another reason why I still kind of want that boy, to bring the boy.
Yeah, because you got to think, your daughter, that last name is gonna change if she ever gets married.
I mean,
who's gonna
but
hold down the?
But hold on, it don't
right about
necessarily has to change
Oh, she's
though.
gonna add it to.
Yeah, like
It's
last-
2025.
Yeah, like, for real, like why can't it be the other way
Nah,
around?
but it is true what he's saying,
Right.
man. That stamp, and that's also, believe it or not, that's also going to be another protector.
That, yeah.
She got a look for me. It's different. She got a brother from her mom's side,
Okay. All right. So
So
she
I'm
got-
good.
Younger or older?
younger.
Okay. So she's the big
Eventually-
sister.
Yeah,
but eventually.
Yeah, you good, you good.
come out.
I'm good. She don't want no boys from me. She look. We had a conversation during her birthday dinner, and my sister asked her, "Oh, you want a brother or sister from your dad?" She was
Right.
like, "A boy, no. A girl,
Maybe.
yeah, maybe. I can do the girl, but I can't do another boy."
Right.
So I'm like, all right, cool. You know, you give me that good grace.
Right,
Like
yeah.
we can still be daddy and daughter crew. We ain't gotta switch it up.
Right. Keep it like that.
I have to add and son on.
Well, listen, we here, DJ Drewski, the Daddy and Daughter crew. Appreciate y'all inviting me into your home, letting
Come
me
on,
hang
bro.
out with you.
You're part of the crew
You
too,
gotta
baby.
update us on the school grades.
Oh man,
Keep us updated on Dubai.
you definitely gonna be invited to the
I'm outside.
to the
Yeah, I'm
premiere of the
coming.
movie. Come on, baby.
Oh, the movie, yeah, I'm in it.
Come on.
I'm in the movie, I gotta be there. So speak on the movie real quick, even though you don't use it in the movie, but what is your goal with the documentary?
I just want to inspire more dads to becoming better dads, and for the ones that's just touching that subject, it's like you may not know what to do, you may not know what route to go on, but
Don't be scared.
yeah, now you have people that you can relate to.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Like I was born and raised in Brownsville,
right,
and look where I'm at now. So if I can make it to where I'm at today,
right.
why can't the next person? You know what I'm saying? So
And
It's-
any lane they choose.
yeah. So it's just motivating.
Specifically
Nah.
business owning or whatever, but you know.
It's just motivating the next person to become better. So I just hope, what I'm doing is really working.
Right.
So
So my last question, because you spoke on it earlier about your dad, how there was a gap. If there's a dad sitting in the theater right now or watching this right now that feels like I abandoned my child, I haven't seen him for 6-7 years, is there a way to return into the child's life? And if so, what would be the best way to do that?
for me, it was different. He didn't reach out to me. I reached out to him. I felt like I needed that closure for me.
For you.
For my part, for my life.
Do you feel like he disregarded, like all them years, do you feel like he even thought about you?
When we had the conversation, he said yeah, but it's so easily to tell me what I want to hear, right?
Right.
Especially at a young age.
Right. So, but he shared his emotions with me, and I was appreciated that we was able to have that conversation.
Right.
And I told him, I was like, listen, I would like to create a bond with you, but I'm not always going to reach out. It should be the other way around. You're the parent at the end of the day. Why should the child always have to reach out to you? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never put my daughter in that predicament. And that's one of the things I told them, like, listen, you're not gonna meet my daughter until me and you
Right.
have created a bond or established this so-called
Relationship.
relationship.
Yeah.
So he was like, I respect it. I'm like, that's you have to at the end of the day. Yeah, you're a granddad, but are you really a granddad?
Right.
If you're not in the person in the child's life.
Did you want him to be in your daughter's life?
Not in her life, in my life.
Gotcha.
I want to take steps, but it is what it is. You can't force somebody to be.
Where you come from with that?
Yeah,
Right.
It's more so like if you can't have a relationship with your own kid, how can I trust you to have a real relationship with mine?
But sometimes he might feel like I fucked up with you.
Right.
Let me make it
But
up.
in the stage of my life now, I could build a relationship with my granddaughter and make up because I'm a different person and where I'm at in life.
I get that part, but remember, now like females are so sensitive. Right. So
you're just scared he come in and
that break her heart. Then now you put me in a predicament. Listen,
Right.
I'm not
you
a
my
kid.
dad, but
We're gonna have to get it on.
Right.
Like,
So it's more of a fair thing for you.
So,
But so what would you tell a dad that wants to be in their child's life? What's the best way to approach it?
just
think of you as that young boy that was like, yo, what's up with my dad?
Right.
What would you tell him now?
Just to take accountability on yourself and actually take the time out to reach out, regardless of the situation, from you to the mom or you to the kid. Still reach out. At the end of the day, kids get older and they remember things. So whether or not the kid wants to listen to you now, at least he knows when he gets older that you tried. So, that's taking accountability.
Right.
So, bro, and that goes a long way. Like, because at the end of the day, again, kids get older. So they remember things.
Right.
So.
Especially girls. I think as guys, we built a little different. And we could go through something like that and not put blame on ourselves. Where I feel like as women, they'll blame themselves a little more of like, why my dad wasn't there.
Right.
But I think that was a great answer. I think we'll leave it like that. Shout out to all the good dads. Shout out to all the dads that want to be good.
Yes, sir.
Daddy daughter crew. We outside.
We outside. DJ Just Win, baby. For the win.